On the island of Newfoundland, upon the southwest coast, lies the little town of Burgeo, to whom I'll sing this toast. There are so many highlands that lie just off her shore, and when the cold north wind blows, you can hear the billows roar. The people from the village make their living from the sea. They like their independence, it shows that they are free. Some fish in their small boats in the wind, the rain and sleet, while others make their living on the offshore trawler fleet. They've known their share of tragedies down through the years, and when the memories overcome, they show their grief with tears. For they have lost some loved ones to the furies of the seas, for heartaches and heartbreaks are locked in memories. This village has got beauty carved on its rugged shore. 7 miles of pure white sand, who could ask for more? The mountains and the valleys where the rivers run so fast, and the salmon rise to the sportsman's fly as he makes another cast. Now the people of this village love their native home, for anyone who goes away oh surely will return. Just like that lifelong mystery, the answer you won't know. What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul? What makes this rugged village burn so deeply in your soul?
Good evening, and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight in our stories we have Spring Concert, Award Ceremony, River at Colebrin. Please stay tuned for these stories after this. Try your luck on Wednesday and play TV Bingo, sponsored by the Cancer Relay Team, Butterfly Kisses. Cards are 6 for $5 and can be bought from any member of the relay team and in most stores around town. On Wednesday, Burgeo Academy held their spring concert. The proceeds from this concert went towards the track and field team going to St. John's. The concert consisted of songs and skits. Tickets on a turkey dinner was sold and was won by Mr. Chips Burton. Here's a clip from the concert.
I Next will be Brookshirt Strickland playing and singing You Belong With Me.
On Friday, Burgeo Academy held its first ever annual award ceremony. Students from grades 7 to 12 gathered in the gymnasium for a sit-down supper of macaroni and cheese and salad. After supper, various awards were passed along to students who took part in extracurricular activities. A dance followed.
Okay, just got a few certificates for boys. Traditional and all the way to provincials. Number one, what we want to see in team sportsmanship award. So the first guy I got here is Douglas Bogie. Jason Cutler.
Hey up, Douglas.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Brandon Day. Skinner. I think we got it right. Joey Compton. Dylan Tucker. Give Dan a hold. Dylan Bungie. Ryan Dernford. And we had three boys couldn't be here tonight. That's Dylan Grant, Nathan White, and Shannon Ball, two of which are actually going from Plains Apple. And I guess now we'll present the team sportsmanship banner from Provincial's TWIR boys team. So again, anyone wants to take a picture, come up real quickly. Okay, for the girls volleyball, Olivia Anderson. Ebenezer Gomez. Jeanette Tucker. Vanessa Hand. Dominique Ingram. Kelsey Grant. Cheyenne Piercy. Sarah Mullins. And we have three other girls who's not with us tonight: Jessica Spencer, Dominique Krantz, and Kelly Sims.
I took my camera to the Anglican Rectory for Reverend Colebrin wanting to talk about an upcoming waking fee for the church.
As you know, my name is Mary Rose Colebrin. I'm the Anglican clergy here in Burgeo. I would like to address mostly, I guess, my congregation and those associated with St. John the Evangelist Anglican Church here in Burgeo. The main thing that I want to address is the topic of funerals, and especially so the wakes that we have in our church. As you know, over the years, St. John the Evangelist has met years where it was very difficult to meet their obligations financially, and thankfully, because of cutbacks and different things that the Anglican community have taken upon itself in lieu of fundraising and different activities, that praise the Lord, we're able to now function quite well, and financially they're supporting a full-time clergy and different parish functions as any parish should be, including paying their assessment in full every year, and it's a great accomplishment. As those of you who may have served on church vestry over the past several years would know, that there were a lot of cutbacks put in place. There was at one point in time when they thought that even the parish hall would have to be closed or sold in order to meet financial obligations of the parish. But as I said before, thankfully that had not come to pass. But there were a lot of cutbacks put in place, and I felt very strongly as priest in charge of this parish that one area that really had to be addressed was to do with having wakes taking place at our church. Funerals were fine with that. We would certainly never charge anyone for a funeral service, heat-wise or any other way, because we're just not able to do that. But many churches in the diocese and different places in the province now have what they call a waking fee. And I want to talk about this because we went through a phase of where, especially last winter, where we had a lot of funerals, unfortunately for the community, of course, but it was a very heavy financial burden on our parish. There has been months this last winter where our heating bill had been up to as much as $1,300. In that same month, we probably had a hydro bill of $250. And I mean, you know, I just felt that it was time to address this and bring it to the vestry. And we had a special meeting of it in the spring. And one of the options that was put onto the table was that we would charge a waking fee of $200 per funeral. This has not come into effect yet. We thought that we would give people a little bit of grace time and time to digest it and to know about it and talk about it, and that hopefully people would understand because of the costs involved in heating our church. Because like any old building, our building is almost 100 years old, and any old building, I mean, it's not insulated well, and when the wind is blowing and the temperature is really down, the church can be very cold, as we experienced last winter with some of our wakes, and people there were very uncomfortable. When you're sitting next to a loved one, it's not a time or a place to have to be seated amongst your friends and your family with your coat on, and in some cases with your mitts on. You know, it is not comfortable. It had not been comfortable, nor was it comfortable for me as the priest in charge to be able to go and minister to people in that circumstance. I really felt it was time for a change. The financial situation is much better. I mean, I understand that we can't go out and spend, because if the time comes that there's another clergy here with me, as had been set in place for 1.5 position in this parish, that any funds that we have accumulated could, you know, be spent out very quickly. But I want everybody to understand that with this waking fee, it will be $200, and it will be implemented in September. I hope that everyone can understand that running a church and a building the size of what St. John the Evangelist Church is very much like running a house. I mean, in your own households, you have your heat bill, you have your telephone bill, you have your hydro bill, you have your maintenance. And we have all that. It's just that our house up there is just a lot bigger than many of the homes here. But it's God's house and it's our place of worship, and we have to take care of that. So too should we take care of those people who are involved with us, who come to worship with us, and who sometimes come because their loved one has died, and they need our love and our compassion, and most of all, they need our hospitality. And in the near future, St. John the Evangelist will be sending a letter to all households concerning this issue of a wake fee. It will describe in more detail what we hope to accomplish and why we want to put this in place. This little interview tonight is just more or less an icebreaker to let you know that this is what has been decided by the vestry. If you have any concerns or questions or comments, I would invite you to talk to a member of vestry or to call me. I'm willing to take anybody's calls at any time. You know that I'm often away in Ramia Parish, but when I do return calls and answer my messages. So it is my hope that if you have something to say, that you would address it directly to me or to a member of vestry, and we will take your concerns and hopefully that this can be all put out into the public light and explained to everyone in detail, and that everyone will understand that it's kind of a really needed thing right now, that while our church is in good standing, we wish and we want to continue that our church would be in good standing financially, and we don't want to put any more burden onto our general congregation. We feel that this is a responsibility of families, and that's the way it'll be taken care of. So like I said, if you have any concerns, please call, and I thank you for your time tonight. God bless you all.
This concludes our program for tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.